After Russia aggression started, we decided to enter Ukrainian market without any doubts. Ukrainian customers' behaviors are completely different than Polish ones. Export helped us to reorganize production process, to make it more efficient, to make it in the end cheaper. That's our part of history to help you out right now, because someday we might seek for your help. Company should already be looking for the future and take some risk.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, let's continue series of our talks. Let's talk. And today our guest is Piotr Dzik, the CEO of Vaco Retail. Piotr, thank you so much, first of all, that you agreed to talk to us. And secondly, I would like to thank you so much for entering the market of Ukraine during such, I would say, dramatic time slot, because you entered Ukraine last year when the war has just started. And I would like to first ask you to explain what you sell so that our listeners can get to know what are your basically merits behind why you decided to join the Ukrainian market. And then afterwards, I will ask you what are your first opinions and experience on Ukrainian land plot.
Hello, Anna. Thank you for having me here. And as you started, I'm the CEO of the Vaco Retail, which is part of the Vaco Holding Group, which deals with certain industries in Poland. So first of all, we are dealing with insecticides and cosmetic production, and that's what we do in Vaco Retail. So we are selling anti-insect products, insect repellents, bug sprays, like whatever issue with insect may you imagine, probably we have some solution to that. As the part of our different businesses, we have a chain of hotels. We're doing the real estate development. We are in FM cleaning industry. So there are
Very
plenty,
diverse.
yes, of activities what we're doing here in Poland. And as you said, for us as the Vaco Retail, so our production part, we entered Ukrainian market recently. We entered it this year. And how it all began. We examined Ukrainian market during a long period of time before the war, but it always seemed valuable and interesting to us. But somehow in our product category, all market was set and frozen somehow, because it was controlled by or Russian companies or by Russian connected companies which were sourcing from Russia. And after Russia aggression started, we decided to enter Ukrainian market without any doubts. And as we are friends with many Ukrainians, because even before war, there were many Ukrainians in Poland, and some of them I may call my friends. They showed me an opportunity and which was created by this difficult time. As the global economy and our Middle European economy has switched a lot. And right now, Ukraine became the most prospective market for Vaco export, because, come on, there are still 38 million people. And all these people want to make shopping. And I know maybe we are not in super important category, because insect control products are not super important category, but it still needs to be presented on the shelves. And basically that's what we do. So
but obviously you say that that you are not in the most important category, but I would probably argue that because obviously it's not bread, but nevertheless, obviously somebody who is going to the forest or lives, outside of main cities, they need to be protected. So obviously there is some potential for your development in Ukraine. And where your production is it based in Poland or elsewhere? And whether you can consider also Ukraine as prospective place for production.
So, but I will just refer to the entrance thing, because the entrance by itself, it's not something we could do by ourselves. So first of all, we had to find a partner. And right now, our main partner in Ukraine is Afina Group. And Afina Group is our main core distributor. And somehow we feel like Afina represents our remote office in Ukraine. Hiring
so
right now.
You don't have your you have legal you don't have your legal presence as such. You don't have an office as such.
So we treat our partner Afina Group as somehow our legal entity, and they are right now supporting us with more than 100 sales agents all across the Ukrainian market, and they are supporting us with the distribution among key accounts as well as traditional trade. And answering to your basic question, where we do it right now, we are manufacture everything in Poland or in other European Union countries, which actually make this. And why we do so? We do so because European Union regulations oblige us that if we are dealing with chemical and biocidal substances, we need to manufacture them and possess them from European Union countries, which actually makes this process really expensive because we're overpaying for some activities which can be bought cheaper. And right now we are somehow discussing internally, and we are looking for potential partners in Ukraine, because as you don't need to follow all the European Union regulations, may help us to make it cheaper, to make it more cost efficient. And at the same time, if we find any reliable partner when it comes to subcontract production, we feel we will be closer to the market by the matter of time of delivery, by the matter of cost, and by the matter of giving the work which can be purchased in your country.
But then it sounds like invitation to a certain extent to those ones who are sitting in Ukraine and can offer their relevant production site to produce something for you in order to have win-win proposals. In this respect, let me ask you, what would be your ideal place for production, or where you would like actually to search for such partners? Because obviously we will have actually those ones who will listen to us from all over Ukraine, and we can also use our European Business Association as a basis to explore amongst our members and beyond who could be your relevant partner. So could you please describe the portrait or ideal portrait of this counterpart?
So basically, we are having all the know-how. So we are responsible for making the right formulation, because like on the top, like we are doing chemical products against insects. So first of all, they need to be effective. So they need to kill the bugs or repel the bugs, or just like treat the bugs somehow that they are not interfering with human. So basing on our know-how, we would love to find the partner who will somehow help us with the stickering, liquid filling, confection, and as well, we are looking for packaging, labels, and bottles manufacturers in Ukraine, because we feel that we can buy this part in Ukraine much cheaper than in European Union. And as I say, basing on our know-how and our process, we may do it more accessible for Ukrainian market.
But
so I don't have like territory-wise specific where this partner should be based, like hopefully closer to Poland, because we feel that this part of Ukraine is more safe and it's not at this like bombing risk and etc. Plus, it's faster for us to deliver with like sub-products.
Mm-hmm.
So if among EBA members there are any confectioners company or any bottle manufacturers or label manufacturers, we would be happy to contact with them.
Good. Just really well noted. And afterwards, we can also speak with you in order to explore more this topic in order to make probably ideal B2B match. Let's see. Let's look at this. But when it comes to like first experience on the Ukrainian market, I would like to come back to my first question. How do you feel actually nowadays selling products on Ukraine? Are you happy with sales at this stage, or you are yet on this marketing stage where you have to explain to the population, to your consumers, what you are selling, and basically you're building the basement for further success?
Sure. Thank you for this question. Actually, because we've made the first step really good and we tied up our strong bond with Afina Group. We followed their instructions regarding the assortment, regarding how we should build the product, because Ukrainian customers' behaviors are completely different than Polish ones. And
really?
yes.
Why?
And, for example, in our insect category, for you in Ukraine, the most popular insect device is the plug-in you are putting into like electric device against insects or insect repellents. In Poland, these are moth traps, ant powders, rodenticides. So like completely different category. So when we started doing the marketing review, we found a lot of support from Afina and a lot of support from other Ukrainian friends who somehow helped us to shape our offer and to change our Polish products into products which would be more suitable for Ukrainian market. So the first step is to make the right and dedicated assortment. So all the labels needs to be in Ukrainian. We don't I don't want to create the Vaco as the Polish brand with the sticker in Ukrainian, because I feel it's somehow disrespectful for your beautiful country. And so all the products needs to be dedicated. And we are not changing the formulations. So formulations are pretty much the same as in Poland, or the same formulation what we do for the export for European Union, but we make to dedicate the packaging just for Ukrainian users. And secondly, we put a much effort into huge numeric distribution among the market. So we haven't been looking for one huge customer or two huge customers. We were more, we want to get into 20,000 shops, even with two products from our category, just to build the distribution, to build brand awareness, to somehow convince small shops that it's worth to go with Vaco products. And for the third, it's continuous result tracking. So in Vaco in Poland, we have a dedicated Ukrainian team, which are fully every day in contact with our distributor, with the sales reps, and we are tracking all the performance. As I said, we are treating Afina as the part of our entity, and we are treating their sales reps as our own, and we are training them, we are tracking the results with them, and all these three steps made us that actually we not even reached the budget numbers for this year, but we overcame them. So we didn't anticipate that there is so huge market need for this kind of product. So we are super happy and we are willing to invest much more effort and much more money into Ukrainian market.
It's simply amazing. I really congratulate you on this because it sounds like a very good move. And really, if in case you actually made this move during this military aggression from Russia, makes it even more, somehow attractive, it seems to me, from the PR point of view. And especially when you have good results and business story, I think that this is something which could be released to your partners and stakeholders in Poland. You sit now actually very close to Germany, from what I understand, in Wrocław, even despite the fact that the background looks like a tropical thing, but nevertheless you sit in the European Union. And in this respect, I would like to ask you, what kind of challenges do you have for your company? What kind of challenges do you see in front of your company in the EU generally, and for your strategy, development in this respect?
For us as a global company, or for
Yes,
us in
for you
European
as a global company, it's just really interesting
Yeah, sure. So we are facing increasing production costs every year due to inflation, due to electric prices, due to any material prices, and due to working cost in Poland, which is like growing by 15 to 20% every year. So it's a huge cap raise. And actually, we have huge wage pressure as a company. That's why we are also looking for some potential partners in Ukraine, because we may somehow diminish this cost. Mm-hmm. And secondly, right now we are facing more and more European Union regulations regarding biocides. And these regulations are somehow right now pushes us that we need to make around 5 million euro investments just into registration. So like in the research and basically in piece of paper, that to prove efficiency of our product, which was already proven before. But we need to right now follow the European regulations, which will make this market more tough to get in. So somehow right now we have around 10 different competitors just in Poland. And after this process, I think we will be just one of 3 companies dealing with the insecticides.
But why is it so happening? Is it because they would like to actually to reduce the number of those ones for producing chemical things which pollute the nature? Or why is it so?
No one would name it. They just want to make the harmonized regulations that the same. Right now, if we have any certain products and we make to make it happen to sell it in European Union country, we need to make the lab research. We need to make the R&D process of this product, and we need to file the motion to the registration office in each country separately. And to let this product get into the shelf, it takes 2 up to 3 years. Right now, European Union want to go with the regulation that if we file the motion, we can sell it with the same registration all across European Union at once. So and that's why it costs so much, because it's somehow right now we're, for example, right now we are exporting to 7 or 8 countries. And so we made this process separately in each of them. With the European Union regulations, we will get an access to 28 European Union countries at once. That's why it costs a much effort and a lot of money.
But when it comes to perception of Ukraine, amongst your stakeholders, how would you describe that? Because you made this move ahead, right? You actually expanded also to Ukraine because of your personal thing, not personal, but business, merits. But nevertheless, quite often Ukraine is known from negative point of view, like about crisis, corruption, war, or nobody knows about Ukraine anything, right? So in this respect, I would like to ask ask you, what are your stakeholders thinking about Ukraine? Are they somehow more positive, with more positive attitude towards Ukraine, or more hostile, I would say, in such a way?
Oh no, no, not at all. So, like, first of all, I'm the main stakeholder in Vaco Group. So
But
somehow,
maybe you, but no, amongst your friends, partners,
I
that's
know,
what I meant.
I know what you mean. I don't feel anyone who I know has any bad word for Ukraine, and somehow what happened reshaped all the order of free Europe. And that's our part of history to help you out right now, because someday we might seek for your help. And I have never felt any doubt that we should go to Ukraine with our products, but we didn't have an opportunity before the war. And actually, the Russian sanctions created this opportunity. And I just felt that we need to take a risk, don't look back, find a good partner, and keep moving forward.
It's really a very brave thing. And I think that this is something which we would like to develop as global business for Ukraine. This is our extraterritorial business development arm of European Business Association. And basically the idea is actually really to explain in countries outside of Ukraine what is the opportunity in Ukraine. How can we somehow make everything possible in order to utilize that, in order not to wait for a long period of time until you actually waited for aggression from Russian Federation, but basically we want actually to make bridges between Ukraine and other countries of the world to make these bilateral connections more easy. But also, let me ask you in terms of the risks, are you using cookie mechanisms, this export credit agency of Poland, in order to supply goods to Ukraine, or you don't need it at the current stage?
Yeah. Right now, we have a lot of trust into our partners, but at the beginning, we need to, first of all, we were using a letter of credits from our partner. Then we switched to KUKA organization, because if it's here and it's able to help us out to somehow protect our financials, we are using it. And right now is our main protection against bad partners. But we never faced any trouble with the money collection from Ukraine's side.
It's really very good to know. Why I was asking, because we see that KUKA is really very active in terms of support of Polish companies going abroad. And that's why, and they are also among the first ones actually to support Polish companies to enter Ukrainian market, because they probably were somehow like a role model for other countries to follow, which is really very, very cool. But also, let me ask you the next question. What are your main challenges in Ukraine at the current stage? How would you describe them?
So I think our main challenges right now are like instability on the market as the result of war. So, for example, today everything is great. We are sending the trucks, but these trucks tomorrow might be bombed, and or something might happen. And this unpredictability of the whole process make it difficult to anticipate any risks. Or I would say for the second is the strong competition, because as I said before, most of the products in our product category somehow was Russian or was delivered by Russian connections, and it's still happening. That all the laws might be breached somehow, so they are making the register. They are changing the registration owner of the company, etc. And right now we are facing that in this market there are still some somehow Russian connected companies which are making the deliveries to Ukrainian market, and whose brands are more recognized than Vaco. And that's something we need to tackle with the marketing, with our distribution, with our efficiency of the products. And the third issue is the price competition. So not only brand competition, but also price competition. We, as the Polish company, as I said before, we're making the manufacturing process here in Poland and in some other European countries. And once we export it to Ukraine, these products are pretty expensive. And it's tough to somehow, especially during these hard times, it's tough to convince customer that he needs to pay more for, insect product. So we had to somehow lean our production, and actually the export helped us to reorganize production process, to make it more efficient, to make it in the end cheaper. And without you guys and without the Ukrainian need, we would never tackle this problem. And I think it's helping us right now globally, not only for Ukrainian deliveries.
It's really cool. But when it comes to advice to your stakeholders, partners, colleagues, would you suggest them to consider Ukraine as business destination even in the current new normality, or you would suggest them to postpone their decision until the timing will be more clear?
Yeah. So I don't feel like I'm in the position of giving any advices, as it's our first year in the market, and it was super difficult to get in. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort. We made a lot of mistakes, and
like which, for example?
We didn't make all the paperwork, and our partner couldn't get to the Ukrainian border with these products because we were missing some paper, and like this kind of stuff. Or we made the spell type on the printing of the packaging. So we had to reshape and rebuild our operational processes to start making delivery, which are solid for Ukrainian market. But if I can suggest anything, I would say that company should already be looking for the future and take some risk. Every war, your war, will stop at some point. And the new investment opportunities will come up. And I feel that for anyone who wants to invest or start trades with Ukraine, it's a good time to start. But first of all, you need to find a reliable partner to do so. Someone who knows the market, who knows the customers, who can help us out to help you out to shape your offer according to Ukrainian habits, customer habits, especially in the FMCG sector.
Interesting. So I would suggest that on this prudent note, I would suggest to actually conclude our conversation. Thank you so much, Piotr. Let me really wish you successful development of your sales in Ukraine, as well as let me wish you that you find your relevant, reliable partner to produce also for you in Ukraine. And whatever possible from our side, both from EBA and Global Business for Ukraine, we will be happily providing it to you. So thank you, and let's keep in touch.
Thank you, Anna. Let's keep in touch.